Okay, let's be real for a second. That itchy feeling we're talking about down there.
Hmm.
In those private areas, it's something that happens to pretty much everyone at some point, right?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that people don't always like to talk about, but it's incredibly common.
Right, exactly. And that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive. We're going to try to uncover what causes that kind of itch. And we're going to look at some natural ways you can find relief. At least that's what the sources we've been looking at suggest.
Yeah, and it's amazing how many potential culprits are out there. Like
Mm.
going through the sources, there are a lot of things that can trigger irritation.
So, where do we even begin? I mean, I know fungal infections are a pretty common cause, like yeast infections. Moisture seems to be a big factor there.
Yeah, definitely. Things like tight clothing, not letting things breathe down there. That can create the perfect environment for those kinds of infections. And of course, if your immune system is down, that's when these things tend to pop up.
So it's like your body's natural defenses aren't as strong, and those fungi, they just take advantage.
Exactly. Then, of course, there are bacterial infections, and those sometimes come with a few extra signs, don't they?
Oh, yeah. You might notice an unusual discharge or like a strong odor. That's usually a sign that something's off balance.
Definitely. And then we can't forget about allergies. That's something that I think a lot of people don't even consider.
That's so true. I mean, you're using all these products every day, right? Soaps, detergents, even those feminine whites that are supposed to be gentle.
Mhm.
But sometimes they can actually cause more problems than they solve.
And it really comes down to the fact that the skin in those areas is just so sensitive. Fragrances, chemicals, all those things that can easily irritate and lead to inflammation. And then, you're stuck with that itching.
Absolutely. And here's something that I found really interesting in the research, the whole hygiene thing, right? You would think that being super clean would prevent these issues, but actually, both not cleaning enough A and D over cleansing can lead to problems.
Right? It's like a delicate balance. And when you overclean, what you're actually doing is stripping away those natural oils that your skin produces to protect itself. And it can actually disrupt the good bacteria that live down there.
So it's kind of like creating a more vulnerable environment.
Exactly. Then on top of all of that, you've got hormonal changes.
Yeah.
During pregnancy, menstruation, menopause, all of those can affect the pH balance.
So these hormonal shifts can actually make things down there more acidic or less acidic.
Exactly. And that can make a huge difference in terms of what kind of microorganisms can thrive there.
Right. It's like changing the whole ecosystem. And stress. I was surprised to learn that stress can actually play a role in all of this too.
Yeah, I mean, stress affects everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But when you're chronically stressed, it can weaken your immune system.
Yeah.
And that makes you more susceptible to all sorts of skin issues, including itching and redness.
Wow. So we've talked about the culprits, but what about solutions? What are some of the things that people can do to get some relief? Plain yogurt came up a lot in our sources, applying it for about 20 minutes and then rinsing. I've even heard of people eating it for this reason.
And there's actually a good reason for that. Plain yogurt is full of probiotics, those good bacteria,
Yeah.
and those can help restore balance in your system. So applying it topically, it's almost like delivering those good guys right where they're needed.
Ah, I see. So it's like a direct hit of good bacteria
Right.
and eating it.
That helps support your overall gut health.
Mm.
And believe it or not, a healthy gut can have a positive impact on other areas of your body too, including, where.
That's fascinating. I mean, it's
Allie.
all connected, right?
It really is.
Okay, what else? Coconut oil. It seemed to pop up quite a bit. It has antifungal and antibacterial properties.
Right. There are certain fatty acids in coconut oil that are thought to be really effective, like lauric acid, for example.
Mm.
And it's also incredibly moisturizing, which can be really soothing for irritated skin.
So warm it up a little, apply it gently a couple of times a day.
On it.
Then there's neem.
Neem, yeah. Neem leaves. You can boil them, strain the water, and use that as a rinse once or twice a day.
Now, neem, that's something I'm not super familiar with. What's the deal with that?
Neem has been used medicinally for a long time, especially in traditional medicine. And the leaves, they have all these incredible properties. Antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, even antiseptic. So they can really help address those underlying causes of itching.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. And aloe vera gel. Everyone knows aloe vera is good for sunburns.
Right. But it can also be really helpful for itching. It has these soothing and cooling properties, and it's anti-inflammatory, so it can help reduce redness, swelling, and irritation.
So apply the fresh gel, leave it on for 15-20 minutes, and then rinse it off.
Exactly.
Okay, last but not least, we have to talk about the hip bath.
Ah, yes. A nice warm soak. The simple things are often the best, aren't they?
Seriously. Soaking in warm water for about 10 minutes. And you can even add a few drops of neem oil to amp up the benefits.
And don't forget about Ashwini Mudra. It's a gentle exercise you can do during the bath. You basically contract and relax your pelvic muscles.
Oh, interesting. What does that do?
It helps relax the muscles in your pelvic floor, and it also promotes circulation.
Ah, so it's like giving those muscles a little workout and a massage at the same time.
Precisely. And of course, prevention is key. Keeping things clean and dry down there. Using mild, unscented soaps, wearing loose-fitting cotton clothing, staying hydrated.
Right. It all goes back to creating a healthy environment.
Exactly.
It seems like your body really has an amazing ability to heal itself, if you just give it the right tools and support. And these natural remedies, they're a great place to start. But as always, we have to add the disclaimer.
Of course, if the itching doesn't go away after a week, or if it starts to get worse, or if you have any other symptoms like redness, swelling, discharge, pain, you should definitely see a doctor.
Absolutely. It could be a sign of something that needs medical attention. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but I want to leave you with one final thought. Those everyday choices we make, things like the clothes we wear, the products we use, they might seem small, but they can actually have a pretty big impact on our bodies, especially in those sensitive areas.
It's all about balance, isn't it?
It really is. So maybe take a moment to think about your personal care habits. You might be surprised at what you discover.
And who knows, maybe making a few simple changes could make a world of difference.
Exactly. Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep exploring and keep taking care.
See you next time.